Hare Krishna. So we'll begin directly. Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Judapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganam Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahaganam Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Krishna Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Shanyavani Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurabhishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishapano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gauravakravinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vacharam Paramyam Vayate Hiranyam Kriparam Vande Shri Gurum Dinarayanam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. So do we remember anything from last to last week class? Switch off this one.
Chapter Krishna explains his opulences.
Okay, Krishna is explaining his opulences in 10th chapter. Well, how did the 10th chapter begin? Why? What's the connection between 9th chapter and 10th chapter?
Arjuna wants to know more about the Lord.
Why? Why Arjuna wants to know more about the Lord?
So once we know more about the Lord, we know the Sambandha will improve and we
We'll be able to meditate on the Lord. Manmana bhavamat bhakto. Yes. So we have discussed 3 slokas, huh? But 5 I think we chanted. We chanted and we read this one. But we didn't discuss, I guess. Correct, no? In the last 2 hours we discussed 3 slokas.
no 9
Some verses were in there. Okay. I thought, what such intense discussion was it? Okay, so we will recite the shloka. Buddhi jnanam asammoha kshama satyam dama shamaha sukham dukkham bhavo bhavo bhayam cha bhayam eva cha ahimsa satya tushti tapodanam yasho yashah bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva prithak vidaha. Translation.
Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and illusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame and infamy, all these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone.
So whatever qualities we have, Lord has created that. Lord has created all these qualities. So now, in this, every single quality, Prabhupada is explaining elaborately. And this purport goes for a good number of pages. So I'll highlight a few points from each quality. First is intelligence. So what is intelligence? What is intelligence? How many formulas we can memorize? Then, what is intelligence in spiritual life? Okay, knowing ourselves.
Understanding spirit and matter.
Okay, understanding spirit and matter. Our discrimination power should be proper. So here, first line he says, intelligence refers to power to analyze things in their proper perspective. Very, very important. Many times it happens that we are not able to have proper perspective only. So intelligence is that first thing. And whenever we talk about knowledge, yes, we talk about matter and spirit. The next level of knowledge is I'm not the body, I'm spirit, soul. Next, I'm part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. I'm part and parcel of Krishna and I'm servant of Krishna. I'm supposed to serve him. Yes. Next is asammoha, that is freedom from doubt and delusion. So this can be achieved when one is not hesitant and when he understands the transcendental philosophy. See, why are we sitting and doing all this Saturday morning, early morning you come and then it's so difficult, even for me also. Come all the way from ACS, you people also come running, I see. So why there is so much of need? Sometimes people say, Bhakti should be in the heart. What is the need of study and all that? Have love for Krishna. To have love for Krishna, you should know who Krishna is, who we are. And then we can have some relationship. Because in a relationship, always one thing is very clear that you should know the other person and you should know yourself also. And then there's a relationship that gets established. And then we can do the needful. Therefore, it's a very important point that when you understand the philosophy, then asammoha, delusion is removed. In first chapter, Arjuna is saying this, that he has got so many doubts. He said, I will not fight. But 18th chapter, I think shloka number 73 or so, is making very clear. Nashto moha smatar labdha tvat prasadam me achyuta. Nashto moha, all my illusion is gone. Why all the illusion is gone? He heard the Bhagavad Gita. And along with that, he had the mercy of the Lord to understand and realize the same. Here we might sit. The first thing that can happen is we'll get information. We'll get information. That gets converted to understanding, and that gets converted to realization by the mercy of the Lord. Therefore, very important to note that by understanding, by realizing the philosophy, all the delusion is removed. Next is called like Shama. Shama stands here for forgiveness and tolerance. One should be tolerant and excuse the minor offenses of others. Normally, when it comes to us, we expect this from others. When I commit some offense, you should forgive me. But when you commit some offense, I will not forgive you. I'll keep a grudge and then punch you back. That's the case in this particular world. With time, what does a guru do? We have Shiksha Gurus, we have Diksha Gurus, we have mentors. What is their role in our life? Their role in our life is to make us tolerant, humble, and properly train us in Krishna consciousness. Because at times, we'll be asked to do something which we might not be interested, which we don't like. But Shastras say that, and our superior is saying it. So when we follow that, we get trained in that. And when we get trained in that, what does that mean? What's the training all about? We become tolerant, we become humble, and we start respecting each and every entity of spiritual life. Therefore, the Kshama is very, very important, and this comes by training. This is the first point that is made here. And second is, once we become tolerant, naturally we start having this quality of forgiveness. We will forgive people. In fact, a spiritualist is expected to forgive and forget. So difficult, I tell you. You can forgive, chalo, at one go we'll forgive. But just imagine, same person comes in front of you, you'll not remember what that person has done to you. Huh? Just think about it. He took away your extra gulab jamun. Say. And that person comes again, and gulab jamun is getting served. You have two in your plate. Don't, you will not remember the same. Forgetting is something that is difficult. But when one advances in bhakti, a person forgives and forgets. And how many times Srila Prabhupada had to face these problems? So, in fact, there were there were disciples at one point when ISKCON grew to a certain level, 4 or 5 years. There was some point when disciples themselves, were some few disciples, they're not following Prabhupada's instructions. They're speaking against Srila Prabhupada at times. But Prabhupada tolerated all that. He just tolerated, he forgave, and he forgot. Once what happened is temple president, I think I told you, he started smoking cigarette. He was a hippie. He came to bhakti, he became happy. Again, he was getting into this intoxication. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj told Prabhupada, so and so thing has happened. So at that time, Srila Prabhupada told that if he continues this, I'll reject him. Convey this message of me. And as soon as the president heard that, he immediately gave up intoxication, whatever he was doing. Then Tamal Krishna Maharaj, one of the very close associate of Prabhupada, he asked that, Prabhupada, will you really reject him? Prabhupada smiled and said, no. If a spiritual master rejects, then what is the hope for the disciple? That's called tolerance. That's called tolerance. With time, all of us, we have to come to this tolerance level, especially when you take the role of a mentor, you have to be very tolerant. Very tolerant. Many times people will come and shout at you. Because of you, everything is happening. Because of this, because of that. Sometimes audio message, sometimes text, sometimes mail, sometimes call, sometimes in front only directly. So you have to just tolerate. Because we want that person to advance. Yes. That's the only mode of a spiritual mentor. We want that devotee to advance in bhakti. So we just tolerate whatever the person does. But this happens only with advancement in bhakti, otherwise it doesn't happen. We should forgive and forget. Next is Satyam, truthfulness. Now, Srila Prabhupada is speaking about being truthful means speaking the truth as it is. Now, there's a point here he makes, Satyam. Facts should be presented as they are for the benefit of others. Facts should not be misrepresented. According to social convention, there is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others, but that is not truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. This basically Prabhupada is speaking about those people who preach. So when we're giving class, when you're preaching to someone, we cannot hide things to make it palatable. Oh, that person will like, he'll clap for me, he'll appreciate. No. Whatever is there in the Shastra, that has to be spoken. Obviously, when we are speaking one-to-one, when the counseling is happening one-to-one, so at that time we should be careful that we speak in such a way that the other person does not get disturbed. Very important. Don't get disturbed. That will come in 17th chapter. So you all will see that. That's called as austerity of speech. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat. So this first word is anudvega. Don't disturb others by your talk. That's the point. Truthfulness demands that the facts be presented as they are for the benefit of others. That is the definition. Okay. Next is control of senses. So I'll tell the English word. You have to tell me the Sanskrit from the shloka. Control of the senses. Which is the word? Dhamma. Yes. Dhamma. Now, first point that is made is senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. See, naturally, all these senses crave for sense gratification. And what do we do in spiritual life? In spiritual life, we try to regulate our senses, or sensual enjoyment. It's regulated. It's regulated. So here it is said that there is no prohibition against meeting the proper needs of the senses, but unnecessary sense enjoyment is detrimental for spiritual enjoyment. Therefore, senses should be restrained from unnecessary use. Be it overeating, be it oversleeping, be it any of it in this category. Anything on the material platform that is beyond some limit is a problem. In 6th chapter we saw Yukta Ahara Viharasya Yukta Cheshtasa Karmasu Yukta Swapnava Bodhasya Yogo Bhavati Dukkha. So even recreation, work, everything beyond certain point is a detriment. It's a problem. It's a problem for one's advancement in spiritual life. Therefore, sense control is very, very important, especially for us as devotees. It's even more important because the one who is not sense controlled, that person cannot focus on Krishna. Not possible. Not possible. And then it is said, Sukham, that is, pleasure or happiness should always be in that which is favorable for cultivation of spiritual knowledge of Krishna consciousness. That which is painful or which causes distress is that which is unfavorable for cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Anything favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and anything unfavorable should be rejected. So this is the principle of surrender. The first two elements of surrender are Anukulyasya Sankalpa, Pratikulyasya Varjanam. Accept things which are favorable to bhakti and reject those things which are not favorable to bhakti. Now see, everyone in general takes pain. Even devotees take pain, no? You see, devotees also take pain. So what is the difference between a materialist taking a pain and the devotees taking pain? See, even in the initial days, devotees were going for work also. From morning till evening, devotees will work. There's one devotee called Jayananda Prabhu. The Jayananda Prabhu would be serving in the temple in the morning, and the evening time he'll be a taxi driver. Okay, so hard. Do you think it's easy? Full night driving a taxi and early morning attending Mangalarati and again back, chanting, etc., etc., all the services in the temple. And outside people also doing, so many people. I've got a call at 2 o'clock at night and people are awake, take that call. They struggle so much. What is the difference between the two?
They're being for themselves and they're being for Krishna.
That's the main difference. The center point is very important. The center is Krishna for devotees and for materialists themselves. And whenever we are at the center, that pain is actually pain. But when Krishna is the center, when Guru is the center, that pain also is sukha, happiness. Or else why would people like Jayannath Prabhu and others, why would they do so much? They're very happy. In fact, when it comes to Jayannath Prabhu, outside people would also get attracted to him. In fact, when Jayannath Prabhu left, the vegetable sellers, the grocery store people, they also started crying when he left his body. Can you imagine how much they're so attractive? Because they're always blissful. Just imagine you go out to preach and you say that Bhakti is very blissful. Who will come with your preaching? But naturally, when you're blissful, now it's not that only while preaching you're supposed to smile or something like that. That's okay. That's the way of how to say communication skill. Maybe you smile and speak. But then, if you're naturally happy all the time, people can observe. We are staying in Bangalore. People know who is who. Know who is a hypocrite. Naturally, people can make out. They're very intelligent. Because in the office they see all hypocrites, and when they come out and they see that, they say it's the same thing. So many times people have come to me and devotees only for counseling and say, so what is the difference in the office? Also, I'm saying the same hypocrisy. Here also, I'm saying the same hypocrisy in some people. What's the difference? So one thing is there that one has to, when one advances in bhakti, naturally the sukham aspect will come into picture because center is Krishna. Now, with time, the center becomes Krishna. As of now, it will be ourselves, but with time, it will become Krishna. Yes. So then, sukham is possible. That is happiness. Then we have bhava.
Sama.
This?
Top of Sukham Sama is there.
Oh, yes, control of.
Okay. The mind control. What is that called as in Sanskrit? Mind control? Samani, Shama. There is a line on the S, no? That's Shama. So Shama. So what is Shama? One should not spend one's time pondering over earning money. Congratulations. That is the misuse of thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the prime necessity of human beings, and that should be presented authoritatively. The power of thought should be developed in association with persons who are authorities in scriptures, saintly persons, spiritual masters, and those whose thinking is highly developed. See, even when how our thought process develops, it all depends on whom we hear, whom we associate with. Based on that thought process, based on that, our thought process will develop. Otherwise, it's very difficult to develop a thought process. Therefore, this point is very important that our thought process, our mind should be engaged in service of Krishna. But I don't know how many of you have experienced this. I think surely everyone might have experienced. Most of our thought process is invested in so many other things apart from Krishna. Like even while sitting in the class, all of you, including me, will go out and come back. Again, go out and come back. Again, go out and come back. Why? Here there is teaching from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna's teachings are going on. But still, our mind will be wandering here and there, wandering here and there. So controlling the mind is very, very important. And what do you mean by Shama? Controlling the mind, engaging the mind in service of the Lord. See, we are not Hatha Yogis. We are not people into Hatha Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga or Jnana Yoga, who will try to forcibly get the mind. No. We are not here to control the mind. We are here to engage the mind in service of the Lord. Then we have birth. Birth is, what's birth? Called in this particular verse. Bhava, birth should be understood to refer to the body. As far as the soul is concerned, there is neither birth nor death. You see, this point will come again and again. We are not the body, we are spirit soul. We'll see this again and again. So that's a very important realization. The first step, in fact. After that, where is the shloka? Here. Next is fear. Fear is bhayam. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activities he is sure to go back to spiritual sky, back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, his future is very bright. They don't have any anxiety. Fear is caused by our absorption in illusory energy. And because of illusory energy, we are associating with this body. And this body will give rise to fear. There are 6 types of fear. Yesterday we were discussing Bhakti Vaibhav, 6 types of fear. Bhoge roga bhayam, kule chuti bhayam, vitte nripalad bhayam, mane dainya bhayam, bale ripu bhayam, rupe jaraya bhayam, shastre vadi bhayam, gune khalak bhayam, kaye kritantad bhayam, sarva vastu bhayanvitam, bhuvi nrinam vairagyam eva bhayam. This comes in something called as Vairagya Ashtakam. So in that this verse comes. So what are the bhaya that is there? Bhoge, roga, bhaya. In enjoyment there is fear of disease. When we are enjoying there is fear of disease. Second, kule chuti bhaya. In kule, in family, what is the disease? There is a fear of disgrace. What is the fear? Fear of disgrace. You might have heard, no? Disgrace. In fact, when we were joining ashram, so people are saying, you are joining ashram, no problem. But what will people talk about us? Disgrace. Before, people would honor if someone is taking a renounced order of life. Now people like, oh. Then I was telling to one of my relatives, see, what if I would have ran away with some girl? That would have been such a disgrace. He said, that is okay. That is okay. Becoming a monk is a problem. No. Okay. Next is Vitte Nripalad Bhayam. In wealth, there is a fear of hostile rulers who will come and take it away. When someone has wealth, there is a fear. Then after that we have Mane Dainya Bhayam. In honor, there is a fear of humiliation. When so many people respect around us, and in that is a fear of what if someone insults me in that crowd. There's a fear. And then there is a fear of Bale Ripu Bhayam. In knowledge, there is a fear of opponent. but there is a fear of opponent that is there. Rupe jaraya bhayam. When someone is beautiful, there is a fear of old age. क्या होगा मेरा? शास्त्रेवादी भयम. शास्त्रेवादी. शास्त्र गुणे खले भयम is.
Bhakti means that the opponents know better.
Yeah. Fear of enemies when in power, and this is fear of disputants and learning. Knowledge. And then after that we have gune khala bhayam. Gune khala bhayam is the fear of wicked in virtue. And then we have kaye kritanad bhayam, fear of death in embodied souls. It is described that renunciation alone gives fearlessness. You don't have anything. What to be fearful of? So these are the different types of fear which are there, and all this fear is because we are identifying ourselves with the body. That's the problem. And therefore, Prabhupada is right, fear is caused by our absorption in illusory energy. Okay, next one is. And see, Prabhupada writes a very punchline. Abhayam, fearlessness is possible only for one in Krishna consciousness. That's Abhayam. Okay, next is Ahimsa. That is non-violence. What is non-violence? One should not do anything which will put others into misery or confusion. See, Ahimsa one is not to kill someone, not to harm someone. Another one is to confuse someone or put them into misery. That's Ahimsa. One shouldn't be doing that. And here it is said, Ahimsa means that people should be trained in such a way that the full utilization of human body can be achieved. Basically, preaching is Ahimsa. When you preach and help people to realize the human form of life importance, that is Ahimsa. Next is equanimity. What is the word for equanimity? Samatha. Freedom from attachment and aversion. To be very attached or to be very much detached is not the best. This material world should be accepted without attachment or aversion. Simple, no? This is to do. Simple, just be same attachment. Don't be too attached, don't be too detached. What is there in that? In one of our brahmachari class, one senior brahmachari was saying that, see, you cannot love a girl for sure, but you cannot hate a girl also. And then he gave an example, say an ant is roaming around in the hall. Do you love the ant? Do you hate the ant? That's how one should be. Oh, it's so nice. So nice to hear, but it's not that nice to implement. See, this is something that we all should be doing. That which is favorable for prosecuting Krishna consciousness should be accepted, that which is unfavorable should be rejected. This is equanimity. Again, second time Prabhupada is quoting this. In the previous, when we are talking about Sukham, he spoke this. Again, he's speaking in this Samatha. Satisfaction means, from the word satisfaction. Tushti. One should not be eager to gather more and more material goods for unnecessary activity. One should be satisfied with whatever is obtained by the grace of Supreme Lord. So it is described, one should be satisfied with the food that the person gets every day. One should be satisfied with how much our money is coming to us by the mercy of the Lord. One should be satisfied with one's own spouse. Chanakya Pandit Shloka this is. You shouldn't see who is there in the neighbor house. So one should be satisfied. Normally there will be complaints, no, when it comes to family, when it comes to spouses. How I know all this? Yeah, I don't have experience, but I have been called to counsel. The husband is shouting on wife is shouting on husband, and between I'm saying, Shantro, Shantro, Shantro. Be satisfied with each other. So this is a very important thing which Chanakya Pandit says in one of the Niti, that one should be satisfied with one's family members. What can we tell ourselves to satisfy ourselves?
First of all, I'm not perfect.
Okay, I'm not perfect. What else?
It is according to destiny and
It's my karma. It's my karma. What to do? I got so and so person as my spouse and so kid. Sometimes people come in and they say, "कैसा बच्चा पैदा हो गया मेरे घर में?" That was your karma which has come. So we cannot blame anything and anyone. Always remember this. Therefore, anyone who understands this deeply will become naturally satisfied. Naturally. You know? Tushti. Therefore, only a spiritualist can be satisfied. Other people cannot be satisfied. Austerity? Tapas. So what is the austerity that we people do? On Ekadashi we eat 3 times. Yes. That's the only fasting that we are doing, and that also we eat 3 times. So what is an austerity? Rising early in the morning is austerity. And doing 16 rounds. One more important austerity that Srila Prabhupada has given all of us. Chanting though is, I already said.
Service in the temple.
Okay, serving in the temple. 2 things. One is following the 4 regulative principles. Prabhupada writes in one of the purport, the biggest austerity in the age of Kali Yuga is following 4 regulative principles. Not just on the level of body, on the level of mind also. On the level of speech also. Not easy. How many of you say it's easy? Difficult, no? It's not easy. Following 4 regulative principles on the mind level, on the speech level. Body level, yes, we have to follow, we don't have option. But mind and speech also is very important. Therefore, no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. Very, very important. And cooperating and staying with the devotees is another austerity. You know very well, say you're in a Panatur center or you're in Sarjapur center or ACS center, wherever, and you don't like some devotees. And then you're like, I cannot stay here. But still when you stay, that's austerity. That's called cooperation. Yes, you cooperate, just be there, keeping the mission in front. That's tapas, that's austerity. Therefore, Prabhupada writing here that rising early in the morning, taking bath, and then fasting on certain days in a month. Yeah, these are some of the austerities which are there. Okay, next is charity. What is the word? Danam. How much charity one should give from one's earning? Huh? Not everyone is saying. So I have to check the accounts department that my Bhakti Shastri students are they giving 50% amount. Actually, it is described that 2 prana that we have, Antha Pran and Bhaya Pran. Antha Pran is the life airs, and Bhaya Pran is money. Sometimes people are ready to give their Antha Pran, but Bhaya Pran people are not to give. Actually, it's a very important thing, in a person's life who is earning. The ones who are not earning, that's okay. The ones who are earning, it's a very, very important principle that has to be followed. It's not something optional. It has to be followed. Now, this 50% that is given, so 50% maybe might not be giving 50% to temple as charity. 50% should be used in service of the Lord. Say in the house, you might be having your altar and deities and all that. So we can use for that. We can use it for honoring Vaishnavas who come home. Yes. And we have to use the same money for giving charity to the temple directly. That can be used in the preaching activities, in temple construction, in those book distribution that we do, prasad distribution that we do, etc. Because when such charity is given, you all saw my class on journey after death. How many of you didn't see? They didn't see. Oh, didn't see. Maybe we should see that, because why I personally recorded that video or why I gave a class on that is many of the times when we take up a devotional service, we remain on a goody platform. Something is all set right now. But we don't understand that if we are committing sins, we are not a devotee. We cannot be categorized as a devotee. And if I'm not a devotee, what's going to happen with me? And here is the description. Now, what's going to happen?
3,000 miles.
Yes. Huh?
3,000 miles per day.
3,000 kilometers we have to keep walking. Yeah. So lots is there. So when we understand all that, naturally we'll start living a proper life. And this charity, in Garud Puran, a particular chapter which I was reading, I would not recommend you all to read that, because a lot of things are there which will deviate us from Krishna consciousness. So a few chapters I wanted to refer. So I referred. So when I was reading multiple times, again and again, the word charity was coming. Then I was realizing why Prabhupada is writing this 50%, 50% again and again. No. Because this charity is something that gives piety to a person, and that will save the person in various ways. And in Krishna consciousness, we don't get material piety, we get spiritual piety along with material piety. And that will help the person to advance in bhakti. Right? Therefore, we should always see to it because it's a personal choice of people, how much they want to give or whatever. But Shastras say that 50% of one's income should be used in service of the Lord. You might have an altar at home or serving Vaishnavas or giving to the temple. That has to be used in service of the Lord. And one of the reasons which I've been personally meditating on is why is that Sanatana Dharma is not able to spread like fire, like Christianity or Islam or whatever. Because in both Christianity and Islam and other religions, I've seen that they have fixed salary that they have to give to the temple, part of the income that they have. But in our culture, we don't have that. Or we have it, but we are not following it. Yes. Then I was thinking, in fact, in one of our Bhakti Vaibhav class also this was mentioned, that Artha is needed to establish Dharma. Artha is needed to establish Dharma. If the Artha is not there, then we cannot do much activities. Like for example, now we are setting up a kitchen in Sarjapur for free prasad. So every day 500 people prasad will be distributed for free. Now when we are having that meeting, so one of the thought that came is now we have to now set up a kitchen. Now to set up a kitchen we need 10 lakhs with chimney, and all that because used cooking will happen every day. So now suddenly that thought came, okay, now we need so much of Lakshmi. Where will you get that? Then every day we need so much of Lakshmi. Now such thoughts shouldn't come only. If you want to do that preaching activity, such thoughts shouldn't come only. Therefore, it's very important that we ourselves follow and we preach about this particular thing. Then we will be able to spread Sanatana Dharma, or it's not possible. It will be very difficult. Then people will keep saying that, oh, there's water shortage, water shortage. Why water shortage? Why so much of shortage in water? Sinful people are living around. Sins are getting committed. Naturally, rains will stop. That's what Shastric injunction is there. When sins are committed, rains are going to stop. And there will be water shortage. And as Kali Yuga proceeds, it is described there will be no water. At least now we have water around Bangalore or whatever. There will be no water. Therefore, such things is very, very important because there will be some people who might not be interested to do bhakti. At least we should inspire them, you give some charity to the temple. So like this, people can become pious with time. They can become spiritual with time. Yeah? Because not everyone can do what most of you are doing. Yes, chanting 16 rounds and all that is not something which everyone can do. Next is Yasha have. What is Yasha have? Fame. Who said that a man is famous when he is known as a great devotee? Lord Chaitanya said this. Yes. So Lord Chaitanya said that when a person becomes a great devotee, he becomes famous. See, normally in this world, people become famous in a small tract of land. But when someone becomes a devotee, all 14 planet systems they talk about that. Oh, I became a great devotee. Look at that devotee in IBC Panathur, pure devotee. So people will glorify like that. Srila Prabhupada, just imagine Prabhupada's activity which Prabhupada has done. He will be glorified in all 14 planet systems in all the yugas to come. Just imagine you become a perfected pure devotee and your name comes in Bhagavatam. Can you imagine that? There was a devotee staying in Panathur, coming to IBC Panathur. Now just imagine when one person becomes a pure devotee, naturally all the people connected, they are also glorified. So when we become pure devotee, our acharyas will be glorified. Oh, such a great acharya that he delivered this person who was supposed to go to hell, he got delivered. Can you imagine? Therefore, I always feel, whenever I feel low in spiritual life, obviously there's very hardly any time to become low also, but whenever we get that we become low due to not able to chant properly or not able to focus or whatever, this thought gives me a lot of inspiration. That if I become a pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada will be glorified, his name will spread everywhere, I should become a pure devotee. I should go back home for Prabhupada's pleasure. Okay, that mood should be there. Yes, fame, naturally, a person who has perfected pure devotee will become famous. And any other women done? Yes. For one who wants to advance Krishna consciousness, Krishna creates all these qualities. but the person develops them himself from within. One who engages in the devotional service of Supreme Lord develops all the good qualities as arranged by the Supreme Lord. See, Krishna is ready to do anything and everything for us. The only thing is, we should have the desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. I don't know how many times I've read this particular line. We have to have desire, rest Krishna will do. We just need to have desire to go back home, desire to become pure devotee, desire to advance in Bhakti. Krishna will do the rest. And how this desire is manifested? In that, how it will manifest? No, I have a desire. No, I have a desire. And how will that get manifested? How will other people know this person has a desire to go back home? Or to attain Krishna, or to advance in Bhakti? How will they get to know? Endeavors. His own sadhana, how sincere and serious the person is. And also in the prayers of the devotee. What is he praying? When he goes in front of the Lord, or when he's asking blessings from senior devotees, what is he asking for? Is he asking, sometimes people come and say that, Roji, I'm starting a new business, please bless me. That's very nice, no doubt. But blessings and prayers should be on these lines. You say something, the devotee asks you, normally we say, that please pray for me. And some senior devotee will put googly, what should I pray? And the other devotee is blank. Blank. So what? Anytime when people ask us, what should I pray? What blessings do you want? Immediately it should come from the heart. I want to be a pure devotee. I want to advance in Bhakti. I want to attain Krishna this very life. When will that come immediately? When we actually desire. If you don't desire, then they'll be fully blank and then, Prabhuji, na dhanam, na janam, na sundari, but actually I want dhanam, I want janam, I want That is the situation. So prayers. Tomorrow I'm supposed to give a session in Kannamangala on prayers. So maybe in the evening I want to publish that. It's called I'm titled it as Unlocking the Power of Prayers. So please watch that. I've done a good research from Shastra. And a very wonderful book by Satswarup Maharaj, who writes on these aspects of prayers. So from a long time I wanted to do analysis of prayers of Bhagavatam. So this was an opportunity. So I'm not done completely. Tomorrow morning I'll do it. Very important. Prayers are something that will determine our sincerity and seriousness. And prayers are the ones which can modify our desire. Say every day you're chanting, na dhanam, na janam, na sundari. Now someday you feel, what am I praying? What am I praying? And someday it will sink in also. Say you're going in front of the Lord and then you're saying, I want to become a pure devotee. That's what others are saying. Oh Lord, I want to be a pure devotee. You see, someday these prayers will actually sink in into our system, into our existence. Then that will become our second nature. So prayers are very, very important. And there are various types of prayers. Maybe you can watch that and you can get to know yourself. Okay, let's see the sixth shloka. See, one of the important point in this all qualities is we need to develop these qualities, and when we advance, these qualities will manifest also. But as of now, we have to endeavor to develop these qualities. Okay, shloka 6. Maharshaya sapta purve chatvaro manavastatha madbhava manasa jata isham loka imam prajaha.
The seven great sages, and before them the four other great sages, and the originator of the mankind, and come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets, descended from them.
Okay, so find out from the purport. Seven great sages, name them. सप्तऋषि का नाम बताइए. That one. So homework for you all, post in the group. Find out who are these seven and post in the group. Okay. Second, and four other great sages. Who are they? Sanat, Sanatan, Sanananda, Sananda, and Sanat Kumar. So these are the four. All these together. Okay. There's Manu also.
14.
So Yeah, 14 manus are there. So you add all of them. 14 plus 4, 18. 18 plus 7, 25. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. 25 great sages. Why 14 manus? There are 14 manvantaras. Hope this is clear. So 14 manvantaras, so 14 manus, 7 great sages. So these 7 great sages, they remain same for all 14. All 14 manvantaras, they remain same.
If they should know their Brahma's creation, so they should stay same. One Brahma goes, maybe it will go.
No, actually, every manvantara, these 7 sages will change. Persons will change, names remain the same. Persons will change. Yes. And then the 4 Kumaras, they will remain the same. They will not change. 4 Kumaras are there. So I think these are the things. So what is exactly spoken here? That all these people who are involved in populating this entire world, they come from me. What are we seeing in this chapter? What is the title of the chapter? Opulence of the Supreme. So can you imagine all those people who started this entire universe? They are the ones who are coming from Krishna. Just imagine how great Krishna is. If the Saptarishis were not there, so there is no question of our Gotra. There's no question of we having our predecessors. So all these people, we are very much indebted to, and all these people, they are begot or they are coming from a source, and that source is Krishna. Even Brahma comes from the Lord. Can you imagine? The first living entity. So in this way, Krishna's opulence is given here. Okay. Oh, today you're not asking questions only. Very good, huh?
So Brahma is coming from Krishna. So that means living entity, right? So he created I saw somebody there. So this living entities is not created at any time. It's not,
Correct.
not going to die.
Correct.
But here now how we should understand it. Just he provided the post of Brahma.
Correct, huh? So living entity is already there. It's not that you're creating a soul. Souls are eternal. But then the body is given the position.
So still living entities even not created by Krishna. It's there already because it's a part and parcel of Krishna.
Time immemorial, Krishna and living entities are there together.
It was not created even by Krishna.
Now this is a thing that, but obviously everything comes from Krishna. Yes. But when it comes to our speech, we always say that yes, they're from time immemorial. Because when you say created, there'll be a point, there'll be a start, and there'll be an end also. Because when you have a start, you should have an end. Yes. So actually, they're eternally present. That's the thing that is always spoken. And what is the praman for this in Bhagavad Gita? Check second chapter. For we were eternal with Krishna, will be eternal. Okay, na anyate anyamani sharira is there. Okay, that is the one who has taken birth has to die. That's the shloka. Na jayate kriyache. Very nice. Bhakti Shastri students in 10th chapter. This is a very important shloka. No, that is 15th chapter. It will come. So, see in the second chapter, go to shloka number 12. You people have to memorize the shloka. Natvevaham jatu nasham natvam neme janadipa nachaiva na bhavishyavah sarve vayam param. So this Krishna is saying that me, you and all these janadipa, all these kings were present before, present now and future also will be present. So this shloka talks about individuality and eternality. These are the two things. Yes. How we are eternal and we are individual. We are not to merge in someone later. Nor we were not there. So we are always there. That's the point. Okay, shloka 7.
Another thing is the previous shloka is told Satya that we should talk something palatable to others. No, we should not try to do that. But something in spiritual world we should speak to. Sometimes Prabhupada and chastise some actually there's some fake people, right? But anyway, it will hurt who is following.
See, in the class, when you're giving a class, when you're sitting on the Vyasasana, you have to speak as it is. Doesn't matter who gets disturbed and who doesn't. Yes. You're sitting on the Vyasasana, the role of a devotee is he has to speak as it is, whatever is there. And whatever is supposed to be condemned should be condemned, whatever is supposed to be glorified should be glorified, according to Shastra. So we see what Srila Prabhupada did, same thing. But the mood behind is hitam, that person should get it, be benefited. That mood is not there, then it's a problem. See, when it comes to us, When will we speak truth? Now he's God. Now he's God, I'll speak the truth and ruin him. Not that mode. I'll speak the truth from Shastra and help that person. But saying Prabhupada, when he's talking one-to-one with his disciples or whatever, so once one disciple came and he said, Prabhupada, please forgive me, I want to confess. And Prabhupada said, what happened? And the same Prabhupada is saying this. The disciple said that I was a drug dealer before. I used to sell drugs. And Prabhupada, and see if some other person is there. So Prabhupada in the class, he was chastised, all these people are getting into all these things. But at that time, Prabhupada said, so what? I was also a drug dealer. Prabhupada was into pharmaceutical business. So what? I was also a drug dealer. So in one-to-one talk, that is there. So we are not encouraging the person to commit sinful activities, but we're helping the person to come out of it. So understanding the level of the person, one has to do that. But nowhere is going to say that what you're doing is good. So when you say, normally nowadays motivational speakers and so many other people who are there, whom you can find on YouTube. So they will speak that you can do it, you just give your 100% and you'll achieve it. But Babu, where is the philosophy of karma if that is the case? And if that is the case, why do so many people are still struggling and not being successful? So this one, and then whatever you think, you can achieve that, and not or hiding things like not speaking about or helping people to get out of anarthas. No, you're all pure. Don't worry. You can eat meat also. You can drink alcohol also. Don't trouble your mind so much. You'll find so many people speaking like that. If you trouble your mind, then it's a problem. Just satisfy your mind completely. In which life the mind will get satisfied? Which life? No life. So these are all nonsensical talks which are not truth from Shastra. Right? So this is what Prabhupada speaks. Speak the truth. And don't be, now some person is asking that, say you have a good crowd of atheistic people and theistic people sitting in your class. And one of the persons is asking, does God exist? Now, you know very well that there are people believing in God and there are people who are not believing in God. Now, what will you speak? Now, if you're a truthful person, you will speak the truth. But if you're a person who wants followers, you'll speak in such a way that they also feel God exists and they also feel God does not exist. We have such speakers, by the way. I heard that. And everyone will clap because everyone liked it. That's called as palatable to others. You would have said, no, God exists. Krishna is God. Now these people who are atheistic, they will accept. Atheistic people will start condemning. So it's not palatable for them. Like that. So speak the truth. Okay, Shloka 7. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo veti tattvataha so vikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha.
One who is actually convinced of his happiness and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt.
So this is the Praman for when Sambandha is clear. At that time, naturally the Abhidaya that is there, that is process of devotional service, person will follow with intensity. If Sambandha is not clear, if we don't know who Krishna is, if we don't know who we are, what is our relationship with him, there is no question of serving Krishna. Even if someone takes it up, what happens? He'll fall. Again he'll get up, again he'll do, but he'll fall. Many times it happens, no? Many times devotees say, Roji, how to remain enthusiastic all the time? How many of you have this question? I have a secret to tell. Oh, not everyone has this question. So answer is this only. Clear your sambandha gyan. Most of the time we will see that while hearing classes also, we want to hear those classes where some emotional things are spoken, some nice goody things are spoken. But when it comes to Siddhanta, when it comes to philosophy, so at that time it's like, how many times Prabhupada will speak the same thing, same philosophy? Why is Prabhupada speaking same thing on the body of spirit soul? Oh, this speaker is very nice. He speaks these leelas and these stories and this and that. Okay, it's good to hear leelas of the Lord, no doubt. But the leelas of the Lord will make sense only when Siddhanta is clear. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Siddhanta balya chitte na kara alas. Iya haite Krishna lage sudruda manas. When Siddhanta is understood clearly, when philosophy is understood clearly, at that time, one can practice bhakti with determination. Sudruda. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is very, very important that clears our Sambandha Jnana. Who is Krishna? Who are we? And what is our relationship with Krishna? So therefore, this particular chapter is also very important, and here Krishna is making it very clear. One who is factually convinced of this opulent and mystic power of mind engages in which devotional service? Ananda. Why we have mixed devotional service? Because we don't know about the powers of Krishna. Now, why is it that we devotees also, when we go in front of the Lord, we are asking, "Oh Lord, please give me money. Please take care of my health. Do this." Okay, taking care of health, that prayer is still okay. It seems acharyas have given that freedom, or acharyas have told that you can pray for your health. But other things which are there, please get me a good match for the ones who are everyone is married. Please get me a good job. Oh, I should be laid off from my job. And this and that. Why such prayers? Because we are not convinced that Krishna is all powerful. If say a person is convinced that Krishna is all powerful, he can do anything. He can take care of me in all the circumstances. Why will such prayers come? So a person who is a mixed devotee means he has got these desires, and he is doubtful if Krishna will actually fulfill those desires because he is not having firm faith on Krishna or firm faith on Krishna's power, his opulence. Is that clear? Is it making sense to all of you? Yes? Therefore, anyone who is convinced, unalloyed devotee he will be. He will not have any contamination of material desires. He knows Krishna will take care. Krishna will take care. We all know, right? Krishna will take care. Yes? But that realization is not there. Very bold. Only that realization is not there. But with time, as we advance in bhakti, when we realize, when our sambandha gets clear, more and more clear, you will see that. We'll be completely dependent on the Lord. Lord will take care. We'll do our end, we'll endeavor, but we'll not be attached to the results. Lord will take care. Nice one.
So, the Bhagavatam is given like Yena Kena Prakarena to devotional
Muna
service.
Krishna.
However, like even in an emotional.
So that shloka is Akama Sarvakama.
So do devotional service even emotionally, like even if we don't have the proper understanding about the Supreme Lord, through the devotional service, one person gets the revelation.
That's for outsiders, yes, correct. No
But
problem.
you see-
In whatever mood you're approaching, you approach the Lord, you'll get purified. But when it comes to devotees who are systematically getting trained, they should know this fact. When Siddhanta is clear, then they can progress faster. Yes. And see, especially for us, we are so complicated people. For us, we get so many doubts here, there, this yoga, this demigod, that demigod, and this process, that process. Even in bhakti process, also people have so much doubts. Even in ISKCON, people will have doubt. In Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya also, this mantra, that mantra, etc., etc. And I've seen as soon as some new mantra is given, devotees become enthusiastic. Oh, new mantra. Why same mantra, Hare Krishna Maha mantra? Siddhanta should be clear. When Siddhanta is not clear, then all these problems will come into picture. Yes. For systematically trained devotees or getting trained, for them this is very important. For outside people, no problem. You get purified, then you come to a systematic training program, then this will become important. So outside, anyone who is practicing bhakti in any ways, we shouldn't go and disturb them. Siddhanta balya chitte nakaralas. There's no question of asking them to clear philosophy. Somehow they are doing something, let them do. But we should inspire them to come to association of devotees. And once they come to association of devotees, they'll realize that Siddhanta has to be clear. Sentiment will not work. After Siddhanta, sentiment becomes very important. Emotions become very important after that. Yes. Initially, emotions make no sense.
So, probably I'm just saying,
So why I'm saying this because many times people say that Krishna is my friend, Krishna is this, Krishna. मेरा fuse उड़ जाता है वो सुन के. Krishna is your friend. If he is your friend, then why the hell you're not practicing bhakti properly? No, Krishna is my son. Krishna is my lover. And whatnot. Literally, it's like the bomb blast हो गया सिर में. Because all that doesn't work. That's called Sahajiya mood. Sahajiya. Huh.
so probably they're saying Samanda means the relation with the Lord. It is clear, and again, Prayojana
The
also.
sambandha means three things. Who is Lord, who are we, and what is our relationship with the Lord?
Yes, like Samantha, and again, Prayojana also, to understand. So then Abhira, means again, we can take into means how we can.
You all understand Prayojan means what? Prayojan means ultimate goal. What is our ultimate goal? Krishna Prema, to attain Krishna Prema. Yes? And basically serving the Lord in unmotivated, uninterrupted mode. Yeah, that's Prayojan. So Sambandha clear, Prayojan clear, Abhidaya becomes easy.
So then we are saying like we get conviction. So how we get how we can get more conviction on this? See, we are reading again. We are not a body, we are a soul, and again the supreme Lord. Uh, so, but the conviction when we get like when we are experienced, then we get more conviction. Like how can we how can we get more conviction on this?
Conviction on Sambandha?
Yeah, anything. Someone-
Conviction in process?
Yeah.
See, one thing is there that in Krishna, in devotional service, we might have information, we might have understanding also, but realization is missing. When we get realization, the natural person will have conviction. So, therefore, I always say that a devotee's life will become dry if the realizations are not there. How long same thing a person can keep doing without realization? The person will think at one point that what is going on? Why am I doing the same thing every day, again and again? So what the new thing in that is realization. Yes. And when the realizations are there, when a person realizes that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now see this one line, Supreme Personality of Godhead, is not an ordinary statement. If someone realizes that he's Supreme Personality of Godhead, he'll immediately give up everything and just surrender onto the lotus feet of Krishna. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I'm supposed to serve him. I'm his servant. This one realization that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, he's the source of everything, is enough for a devotee to completely surrender onto the Lord and just do devotional service and nothing else. But we keep speaking, when someone asks, who is Krishna? Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, lip service we are doing, but internally, how much realization we have that Krishna is Supreme Personality? When we get into some, and one of the very important criteria to understand have we realized that or not is when we are put into a pressing situation, literally we are pressed. Literally we are pressed. So at that time the real juice will come out. Yes, literally, just imagine, I'm sure all of us might have gone through such a situation, or we might be going through, or we might surely, if you are not gone through, I pray that you should go through. Yes, everyone should go through a pressing situation to realize what actually our realizations are. In that pressing situation, when our throat is choked and pressed tightly, at that time, what comes out of the mouth? Are we cursing the Lord? Are we having doubt on the process? Are we having doubt on the Acharya? All that we'll get to know. Then we'll realize what realizations we have. So realization is something that is very important for conviction. And realizations come when the lordships are pleased. And we keep doing activities to please the Lord. Like that.
Prabhuji, Samantha, Prayojan, I understood.
Abhidaya means process. Process of attaining the goal. That is Bhakti. Okay, Shloka 7 per part. Read, bro. It's okay, someone else can read.
Perfect. The highest summit of spiritual perfection is knowledge of the Supreme Personality of God. Unless one is firmly convinced of the different opponents to the Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in devotional service. Generally, people know that God is great, but they do not know in detail how God is great.
Here, one thing I'd like to tell. This is for outsiders. God is great. But for devotees, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. How is he Supreme Personality of Godhead? We need to know that. Continue.
Here are the details. If one knows factually how God is great, then naturally he becomes a surrendered soul and engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord. When one factually knows the opulences of the Supreme, there is no alternative but to surrender to him. This factual knowledge can be known from the descriptions in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and similar literatures. In the administration of this universe, there are many demigods distributed throughout the planetary system, and the chief of them are Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the four great Kumaras, and the other patriarchs. There are many forefathers of the population of the universe, and all of them are born of the Supreme Lord Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the original forefather of all forefathers. These are some of the opulences of the Supreme Lord. When one is firmly convinced of them, he accepts Krishna with great faith and without any doubt, and he engages in devotional service. All this particular knowledge is required in order to increase one's interest in the loving devotional service of the Lord. One should not neglect to understand fully how great Krishna is, for by knowing the greatness of Krishna, one will be able to fix in sincere devotional service.
So I think this is clear. Therefore, one should have unalloyed knowledge about Krishna to do unalloyed devotional service. So now we are going to begin something called as Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. So this is the next section. So till now we had discussed a section from shloka number 1 to 1 to 7. So we have discussed and understanding Krishna's opulences or various other things also we discussed, and how to understand them is difficult, etc. Now it's Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. Why it is called as Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita is the entire Bhagavad Gita is there in these 4 verses. If someone understands these 4 verses, it means, or realizes these 4 verses means he has understood Bhagavad Gita. But that doesn't mean we just read the 4 verses and the rest of the book. Normally that shortcuts will come into mind now. But when you read the entire thing and then when you have an understanding of these 4 verses, yes, now you have understood the Bhagavad Gita. Because these 4 verses summarizes Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Like that we have Chatushloki Bhagavatam also in 2nd canto. That summarizes the entire Bhagavatam. So say you're not able to complete the entire Bhagavatam and say we are going to die soon. At least those 4 verses we should read. Okay, let's begin with Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita.
Does it mean that Krishna told only these 4?
Huh?
Krishna told only these 4 shlokas or how?
In Bhagavatam. In Bhagavad Gita, he is told full. We shouldn't have doubt on that. He spoke the entire Gita. So, let's begin. Okay, so if you want to note down, the first shloka, 8th shloka talks about Sambandha. 9th shloka talks about Abhideya. And 10th and 11th talks about reciprocation of the Lord or Prayojan. Okay. So let's begin. Very important shlokas, all these 4. I would request all of you to memorize these 4 shlokas. We'll begin. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam bhava samanvitaha.
I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know that this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
See, so again, Krishna is speaking about himself, and he's saying anyone who knows this will be able to engage in his devotional service. How? With all their hearts. As of now, whatever heart we have, it's divided into many parts. Correct? So you can check which part where is Krishna. Krishna is there in 1/10,000 tip of the hair part of yes. So that's what is our current situation. So we should all their hearts. When we understand Sambandha clearly, we'll be able to worship with all of our hearts. Okay, continue.
Purport. A learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly and has information from authorities like Lord Chaitanya and who knows how to apply these teachings can understand that Krishna is the origin of everything in both the material and spiritual worlds. And because he knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. He can
One
never.
question before you continue. So, how can we know about Krishna? What is the only way? From the scriptures. Shastra, Sadhu, Guru, and Shastra. Yes. So, a primary Shastra. Okay, always remember this. In Sadhu Guru Shastra, also primary Shastra. So, we can understand Krishna from Shastra. Therefore, the entire purport is beginning with this line. A learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly and has information from the authorities like Lord Chaitanya. So in the first line it is Shastra, second line it is Sadhu and Guru. And who knows how to apply these teachings can understand Krishna is the origin of everything. Hope this is clear. So we cannot get information of the Lord from anywhere else. We can get only from Shastra primarily. And Sadhu Guru will authenticate that, will confirm that through their realization. Continue.
He can never be deviated by any amount of nonsensical commentary or by fools. All Vedic literature agrees that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva, and all other demigods. In the Atharva Veda, Upalatapani Upanishad 1:124, it is said, Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedam Cha Gavayati Sama Krishna. It was Krishna who in the beginning instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge and who disseminated Vedic knowledge in the past. Then again, the Narayana Upanishad.
See, Prabhupada is giving references. Huh? Why is he giving references? Because Shastra is the only way. It's full of reference only. See, full purpose.
Says, Atha Puruso Havai Narayano Kamayata Prajaha Srijati. Then the Supreme Personality Krishna, Supreme Personality Narayan desired to create living entities. The Upanishad continues, Narayanad Brahma Jayate, Narayanad Prajapati Prajayate, Narayanad Indro Jayate, Narayanad Astu Vaso Jayate, Narayanad Ekadasa Rudra Jayate, Narayanad Dwadasa Diyatya, Aditya, Dwadasa Aditya. From Narayan, Brahma is born. From Narayan, the patriarchs are also born. From Narayan, Indra is born. From Narayan, the 8 Vasus are born. From Narayan, the 11 Rudras are born. From Narayan, the 12 Adityas are born. This Narayan is an expansion of Krishna. It is said in the same Veda, Brahmano Devaki Putra, the son of Devaki, Krishna, is the Supreme Personality. Narayana Upanishad quote. Then it is said, Eko vai Narayana asinna Brahma na isano napo nagni samon neme dvar dyava aprithvi na nakshatrani surya. In the beginning of the creation, there was only the Supreme Personality Narayana. There was no Brahma, no Shiva, no water, no fire, no moon, no stars in the sky, no sun. The Maha-Upanishad 1.1.2. In the Maha-Upanishad, it is also said that Lord Shiva was born from the forehead of the Supreme Lord. Thus, the Vedas say that it is the Supreme Lord, the creator of Brahma and Shiva, who is to be worshipped. In the Moksha Dharma, Krishna also said, Prajapatim cha rudram chapi, aham eva sjami vai, tauhimam na Vijnanito, Mama Maya Vimohito. The patriarchs, Shiva and others are created by me, though they do not know that they are created by me because they are deluded by my illusory energy. In the Varaha Purana it is also said, Narayana Paro Devas Tasmat Jata Chaturmukha Tasmad Rudro Bhava Deva Sacha Sarva Jnatam Gataha. Narayan the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and from him Brahma was born, from whom Shiva was born. Lord Krishna is the source of all generations, and he is called the most efficient cause of everything. He says, because everything is born of me, I am the original source of all. Everything is under me. No one is above me. There is no supreme controller other than Krishna. One who understands Krishna in such a way from a bona fide spiritual master with references from Vedic literatures engages all his energy in Krishna consciousness and becomes a truly learned man. In comparison to him, all others who do not know Krishna properly are but fools. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. A Krishna conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. He should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretations on Bhagavad Gita and proceed in Krishna consciousness with determination and calmness.
So now I'm going to read a text. Person had sent to me to ask some questions. This is from Shiv Puran, and the chapter name is Birth of Vishnu. Now you have to tell me that how, if he is the source of everything, then how is he taking birth? You people have to let me see your Bhakti Shastri minds. Please hear carefully. As Lord Shiva looked on his consort Shakti with nectar raining glances from his graceful eyes, there manifested before them a boy with a resplendent body of sapphire blue hue, radiant eyes, 4 strong arms, a diamond called Kaustuba on his chest, and a blissful awakening general mane. The divine child returned the gratified smile of the first couple with this prayer on his lips. These are some prayers. I salute Lord Shiva who endows material substance, salvation and supreme splendor, who creates the entire universe by means of his Shakti associate, who removes the dangers of his devotees, and who ever dwells in the heart lotus of his yogic worshippers. Upon which Lord Shiva blessed him thus, since you pervade the whole universe with your supreme spirit, you will be known as Vishnu. So Lord Shiva has given birth to Vishnu. Let me ask for Mataji's first. Mataji's defend. Huh?
There was a chair, Vishnu. And this is Shiva's glancing, right? So, and
Shiva is glancing on Parvati.
And Vishnu's
Vishnu is one.
So,
On a philosophical note, not pastime, not any incident. Philosophical note, how to understand this?
sometimes the Lord comes as, to please his devotee, he takes a form.
Okay.
So Shiva is his devotee.
Okay.
So to please Shiva, God has appeared.
Okay, accepted. That is a good point. Yes.
It's not.
What are you saying?
Like out of 14 Manvantara, Lord Shiva takes the position of Supreme. So,
Supreme Personality of Godhead.
not Supreme Personality of Godhead, but for that particular universe, Lord Shiva takes the main deity instead of Lord Vishnu. So the Shiv Puran is for specifically for that one.
Okay. Okay.
So to perform
But one thing, okay, I'll answer later. I'll speak later.
his pastimes, he makes uses of his devotees.
Okay. Okay.
It's Shiva Puran, in order to glorify Shiva.
Lord is appearing. Now that devotee who sent me was so confused, in this. Who's he? Proof that Shiva is the supreme and Lord Vishnu comes from him.
But probably we have to see that who is the main source. Main source is the Narayan.
No, Shiva is main source.
No, Prabhuji, but it's like Prabhuji said that it's depending upon the Manvantara. In some kalpa, Shiva is the main source. Not the main source, but Shiva is designated to do the creation. But main source is still Narayan. It's coming from Narayan only. In some, if you go to Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavati, there is also saying that Bhagavati is, Mata Durga is the source of everything. So it all depends upon the kalp to kalp, but main source remains same Narayan.
Okay. Any other?
But in the glorification of Krishna to Lord Shiva and Lord Shiva to Krishna itself says that he is speaking only about the material creation, you are the father. Krishna is telling. And of Krishna, Shiva is telling that you pervade everywhere. So that is much more superior than
Okay, yes.
There are two worlds, spiritual world and material world. Shiva is in charge of completely in charge of the material world, and Krishna is in charge of the
Oh, you heard my class on Shiva. See,
One is the material Shiva and one is the spiritual world. So the Shiva also explains his functions in two worlds.
so the spiritual world, Shiva has given birth to Vishnu. Okay, see, one shouldn't get confused. One is that one thing should be very clear that yes, when it comes to Lord Shiva, he is supreme when it comes to his material world. No doubt. He and his wife are the actual parents of this material world. Because everything matter is governed by them. Okay. But then, where is Lord Shiva coming from? That description we'll get in various different places. But this particular pastime, as Prabhu also mentioned, some Manvantara thing. But in Bhagavatam also we have pastimes where the Supreme Lord is taking birth from someone else. Give examples. Huh? Vaman Dev is coming from Aditi. Now Aditi is not Supreme Personality, or Kashyapa is not Supreme Personality. And? Huh? Okay, Lord Krishna is there, yes. Varaha coming from Lord Brahma? Yes, from the nose of Brahma, Varahadev comes. So Brahma becomes the Supreme Lord then. Normally confusion is there between Brahma and Shiva and Vishnu, yes. So you see this. So Brahma is coming from the nose Varahadev is coming from the nose of Brahma. But still, Brahma knows who is Varahadev. Yes. He's Supreme Personality. But Kapila Dev and coming from Kardama Muni. Lord Ram from Dasharath. So the point is that how Lord is appearing, that is very, very important. Yeah? It's a Leela where he's appearing. So he manifests in certain pastime in a certain way, so that that pastime has some completion, or the pastime is very much connecting for normal people in general. Yeah? So he will appear like that. So he might appear in different ways, but his position remains the same. Very, very important. His position remains the same. Now, one reply that this person said was, I really wonder if he would be pleased by comparison and creating hierarchy among divine forces which don't have a solid base or proof. Now, reading one chapter, one text, if you feel that there is no solid base and proof, then it's a problem. See, this is called a sambandha, problem with sambandha jnana. Now, which one is greater, my brain or my heart? I need to live with both. Similarly, I need both Krishna and Shiva to live. Now see, now just imagine.
Entire Vedas, one Purana is this, that's all. But the entire Vedas is speaking about the glorification of the Supreme.
Yeah, the point that I'm trying to mention, what you're saying is correct. The point I am trying to mention here is when the sambandha is not clear, all the chaos will be there here. Then the mind will come, heart will come, and you'll put one personality in the mind, one personality in the heart, and you want to live with both of them. And Krishna is saying, Manvana, give everything to me. Tell me, such people cannot attain Krishna. Difficult. Therefore, here it is said, see, this point is so clear. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. The wise who perfectly know this, what they know? I am the source of both spiritual and material world. Such a person can engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Now this heart is divided into two here. That's the point. That's the point. So whenever I get such questions and not ready to accept also, yes, not ready, then I ask this question: are you attending sessions regularly? Then no. Then I understood. There's no point of explaining anything else. Therefore, this is the point that if we are not understanding Sambandha properly, we cannot advance in Bhakti. And here Krishna is making again clear. So shloka number 7 and 8 is speaking about this. Any questions on this?
One story he used to tell why Shiva is supreme. So there is a story, this Brahma and this Vishnu trying to find it out, head and foot of Shiva. They were not able to find out. So people used to say that.
Sometimes people, Samudra Manthan pastime also, people say that if your Lord was supreme, why did he go to Lord Shiva? Actually, Ajita, the incarnation of the Lord at that time, was journeying with the demigods. So when the poison came, Ajita first went to Lord Shiva and demigods followed. Yes. Now, Supreme Lord and demigods, they are there in front of Shiva and they are requesting that you please come and have this drink.
Unless how will Shiva be glorified?
So this understanding people will not get. They will just see the externals. Oh, Lord Ram worship Shivlinga. And then here Lord Ajita is going to Lord Shiva that you drink poison. Why he cannot drink poison? No, he likes only milk and butter. He doesn't like poison. So a lot of things like that. Sambandha has to be clear. That's the point.
So Prabhuji, what is Sambandha? Like no
The supremacy of the Lord, that how is the source of everything.
that how everything is connected to him.
Yeah.
Everything origin is from him. So
Yes.
nothing is independent of him.
So here in the same purport, Lord Shiva was born from the forehead of Supreme Lord. One sentence is there. Below, the Shiva is born from Brahma is there.
In different, one is that you have heard that class of Shiv Tattva which I had given? Please hear that. I will describe it elaborately. So when Lord is glancing, so Lord Shiva, Sadashiva gets manifested. He gets manifested. And in this world, when Rudras have to take birth, they take birth when Brahma gets angry on 4 Kumaras. Because Brahma gave birth to 4 Kumaras, he said get married, and they said no, we don't want to get married. We want to remain brahmacharis. And they curse themselves to be always 5 years old. At that time Brahma got angry and from his forehead manifests 11 Rudras. One of them is Shiva.
Prabhuji, what is Prayojan?
Prayojan is the goal, attaining the Lord.
So here we are understanding how.
Who is the Lord?
Okay.
And then Prayojan is understanding what is the goal of my life.
Prabhu, earlier classes we discussed that to get faith we need the Sukriti. Sukriti is the starting point and we get it by Prasadam not do it. But now we feel that now it looks like we're saying Samantha is the starting
No,
point.
see, to have faith also in scripture, you need Sukriti. Okay. After you have faith on the scripture, then when you come to a Bhakti Shastri class and you start studying, see, this thing might not matter so much for a new devotee. Okay. It will not matter much. For them, it's like we just tell, take a Narayan, Vishnu, same Krishna, everything same. And sometimes when newcomers come and ask me, who is supreme? They have attended 2 sessions. Who is supreme, Shiva or Vishnu? It doesn't matter for you, it's okay. I've told this to so many people. Why? Because for them it doesn't matter actually. You first live a pious life because you're so sinful. First come to pious life. Then we'll talk later. When you literally start becoming sincere and serious. This becomes very important for the ones who already become sincere and serious. And now they want to advance very fast in bhakti. For them, Sambandha becomes very clear. Sorry, Sambandha becomes very important. When Sambandha is clear, so then the person can advance like anything. All these anarthas that we have, lust, anger, greed and all, because Sambandha is not clear. Therefore, they're still thriving in our heart. Make sense? Yeah.
But are we at that level?
Yeah, we are at that level. What level? Human level is already given. Devotees chanting 16 rounds, shelter of Prabhupada. What other level we want? We're already there. The only thing is, we should know what is important in life. This is important.
But we are not able to implement this.
At least we see, it's not about implementing, it's about at least praying. Because what you can implement in Sambandha Gyan. What will you implement in this?
When someone says bad, itself we are not able to control anger. So how are we thinking that we are at the level of devotees?
That is okay. That we need to consider ourselves as non-devotee and keep doing bhakti. That's okay. Here I'm talking about Sambandha Gyan. So how will the person get Sambandha Gyan? One has to pray and prove one's sincerity to Krishna. Yes. And one should read Shastra. So when we prove our sincerity and seriousness to the Lord, mercy of the Lord will flow and then Sambandha Gyan becomes clear. Like that. It's not something which we have to physically do something and our Sambandha Gyan will become clear.
The thing I don't understand is when we know so much, when we listen so much, when it comes to practical implementation, not even a minute we are able to.
No, it will happen with time. It will happen with time. Before, when someone would come and tell something, I would immediately thrash them. Now after 2 minutes, I'm thrashing them. So I'm sure after 1 hour, I'll thrash them in future. I can see that improvement. There are times, where people have come and they've told in the initial days, thrash them at one go. Now when we see something which is not right and it's not proper, we take days together to analyze that. Yes, and then speak to that person. So I can see difference in our own self. I'm sure everyone can see that difference. Yes, all of you, right? Yeah.
now there are two different explanation of creation, right? In Bhagavatam we see everything comes from Vishnu, and now in Shiv Puran it says that Vishnu comes from Shiva. So why this, scriptures should speak?
No, as I said, no, we have different manvantaras. So in different manvantaras, we'll have little change in the leelas. See, the thing will remain the same. From spiritual world till the material world, till the boundary, everything is same. After that, the leelas change. Now we cannot ask the Lord, you will do the same leela every month.
Because of this, there's so much
Correct.
confusion amongst.
There's confusion. There is confusion because of this.
We
No.
can't tell everyone just follow Bhagavatam.
Correct,
or
correct.
and not read Shiv Puran. That's why Lord's recommended. Shiv Puran, if you read, you will think Shiva is supreme.
Correct. See, one thing which I have personally noticed and also read from Shastri is, if someone has got enough Sukruti, naturally he'll have faith. If enough spiritual punya is not there, then they'll get all sorts of doubts. This still okay, Shiva and Krishna and all that. Sai Baba, when he comes into picture, then I don't understand where is he in the Shastra. He's no demigod in the Shastra, he's no Devata. But people are so confused with him also. Why? Sukruti is not there. Just lingering, their mind is lingering around the only one thing, material sense enjoyment. And they want to approach such people.
But Prabhuji, in Shiva Purana also, Mata Parvati is asking Lord Shiva that every human is worshipping you all. Who do you worship? Shiva said, I worship Ram. So the other way, people do not read this one. They will just come.
They don't attach that point at all.
Ah,
Because they don't want to.
And like Prabhuji said, no, I went to Kashi. It's written there in the scriptures, like on a stone, that Shiva came like Swambhu. There was one stambha, and there was no source of the mool and the sira. So Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu was fighting with each other. Actually, Lord Brahma came and provoked him. He was quiet, right? So then during the fight, ultimately both of them, Brahma invoked his Brahmastra, Lord Vishnu invoked his Pasupatastra. So then if they start, then the entire creation will go in vain. So suddenly the deities or the demigods, they went to Lord Shiva. He was doing tapasya in some jungle. So suddenly one stump came in between this Brahma and Lord Vishnu. And then they both decided that we will not start our astras. Instead, we will find out what is this, what is the sira, and what is the root. So Brahma said, I am the supreme. I will try to find out the sira. I am big. The fight was that I am the bigger.
Okay.
Then
This description is from?
this description.
This particular story is from?
I have heard that it is from Shiva Puran only.
I
So
told
then
the
it's-
same thing I told no. Because of that, they were not able to find out. They were declaring Shiva is supreme.
Okay.
That is when one.
The devotees and all, they used to quote in their poems, songs, and all. No?
That is okay. Even in our Bhagavatam, we have pastime where Indra starts fighting with Krishna and Krishna is also fighting with him.
And second thing, like Lord Krishna also worship Shiva, right? In Vrindavan, it is there in the Bhagavatam text. So
Krishna did worship Lord Shiva.
Yes, Prabhuji, on the Shivratri day. I don't remember the shloka, but I have studied.
Bhagavatam, no?
Yes.
You sent me the shloka, I don't think
Sure, I will
so.
send you.
Yes, you have.
What's the difference between Veda and Upanishad?
What is that?
Difference between Veda and Upanishad?
Actually, if you see Vedas and Upanishad, they are part of Shruti, directly spoken by the Lord. So there's not much difference.
You say all Vedas are there.
And then Vyasadeva explain those four Vedas as Upanishad. This comes in first canto Bhagavatam. There was one Veda which divided into four. Then he divided more into Upanishads and others. Then he wrote Puranas, Itihasas. Yeah, actually too many details are there to it. I've not done much research on that. But there's Shruti, this is clear.
I think there's Ashishwar Mahadev was fasting.
Aseshwar Mahadev, Gopeshwar Mahadev. all that. Any other philosophical thing, doubt on Sambandha Gyan?
No, not on Chapter-10. Like different, like we are having this confusion of Shiva and Vishnu because of the different Manvantara. Just now we discussed like in different.
No, now people don't have because of that, it's because of ego. Some people only read Shastra.
So now, like, what is happening? Like in this current Manvantara, like some Manvantara, maybe Lord Vishnu got created from Lord Shiva, but current Manvantara, whatever it is running, what happened actually? Like who created, got created from whom and all?
It's not one.
Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu,
Like that
Shirodaksha.
sequence only, whatever we are reading in Bhagavatam.
And that too, I've not read. So you have read that? Okay, you have heard. See, when it comes to this Manvantaras also, what is happening in Manvantara? The universe, the details of universe is changing. But Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu will remain the same. So now, if they're talking also, they're talking about Shirodaksha Vishnu. If at all that is there, if at all, that's Shirodaksha Vishnu. So like that. So if anything is changing, it's only Shirodaksha must change, and the way he's appearing might change. That's it. Yes.
And
So
it's not
nothing else is
Manvantara.
supposed to change.
It's not Manvantara, Prabhu, it's Kalp.
Kalpa means a day of Brahma.
Yes, so in one Kalp there are 14 Manvantara, right? So it's not in all Manvantara, it's in Kalp actually.
One Manvantara, that's what he said.
One Kalp probably, not Manvantara.
In one kalpa, it changes
Yeah.
the
Out of those.
Not in every Manvantara, creation is changing. Creation is there, creation is changing in every Kalpa.
From where are you getting so many references?
It is there in
Anything
one-
else, Haribol?
Prabhu, you asked us to see homework chapter 9.
I'll come to that.
I was going through the chapter, Prabhu, in that Krishna says that his opulences is.
I'll come to that.
Somehow
We'll discuss that.
I have a doubt in that.
Now we'll discuss first. We'll come to that chapter, the verses on it, then we'll discuss. Yeah. Okay, we'll take a break and then we'll continue from shloka number 9. I'm spending this much of time, actually I'm not supposed to. I can just skip and go. I'm spending time just so that you all get the understanding of what it is. Okay, this verse and all we can speak in 5 minutes. Shloka day, how much time I've spoken? But we're spending half an hour on this only so that we understand the depth of this. Okay, shloka number 9. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam dushyanti cha ramanti cha.
The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
So now, what do devotees do? What is Abhidheya is spoken here. Abhisambandha we spoke about, now it's Abhidheya. So what do actually devotees do when they come together? Continue.
Pure devotees, whose characteristics are mentioned here, engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in the verse specifically. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily chanting and glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing him with other devotees.
How many of you do this? How many? Who does this?
Not able to do it.
Who does this?
Pure devotees.
You will find devotees like that in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, some examples, please. Two people have to give because there are two people, no? And so there's conversation. So who are the two? Huh? No, there is no description. There is no discussion. Shukadev and Parikshit, सबसे first. Now see this particular line that 24 hours daily engage in glorifying. They were able to do that. Shukadev Goswami and Parikshit. And yeah, Shaunakadi Rishis and Sutta Goswami. And Bhakti Vaibhav will tell you. Maitra and Vidura, Kapila and Devahuti, Uddhava and Krishna. See, therefore, these such when devotees come together, what do they talk? That is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. So here it is said, my devotees come together and they talk, and they tushyanticha ramanticha. They become satisfied, they become happy. So where is the case study? Bhagavatam. You will find such devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are supposed to walk on these footsteps with time. We have to try our best.
Time only is not coming.
What is that?
Which time you are telling about? The time only is not coming.
Time hai nahi, Mati. There's no time also anyways to come together. At least, for us, our sign of this is sitting in the class attentively and hearing. Yeah, that is what is our level we are supposed to do. We cannot sit and full night we'll discuss and then Prabhuji aur bataiye. We'll hear more. And then you also speak. So full night, full day and all is not possible. Whenever eagerness to sit in the class and hear about the Lord, that is a sign of this sincerity. Yes. In our case, this might not happen 24 hours, we are coming together and discussing. But sincerely sitting in the class and hearing, eager to hear about the Lord, all that will show. That's a sign. This at least we can do, no?
Yes, but it's not happening.
Why? People are sitting and hearing attentively. It's happening.
You just know sit
Mata
mind
is
is
most
going out and
attentive.
coming.
Huh?
Just now you said the mind is going out and coming, going out and coming.
No, that is I told about myself. I'm sure all of you are hearing. I'm sure all of you are hearing attentively. Okay, continue.
In the preliminary stages of the devotional service, they relish that the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. And in the mature stage, they are actually situated in love of God. Once situated in the transcendental position, they can relish the highest perfection which is exhibited by the Lord.
This line is very important. You can mark it. In the preliminary stage of devotional service that all of us are in, they relish the transcendental pleasure from service itself. Now we might feel good when we are chanting, reading, hearing, or whatever. And in the mature stage, they are actually situated in love of God. Once situated in that position, they relish the highest perfection which is exhibited by the Lord in His abode. So at that level, there's a different level of relishment that is there. As of now, at our level, we take pleasure from the service itself, which we are doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. So this is a very nice point which I felt when I was reading yesterday. Continue.
Lord Chaitanya likes transcendental devotees' devotional service to the sowing of the seed in the heart of the living entity. There are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of the universe. And out of them, there are a few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get the chance to understand devotional service. The devotional service is just like a seed and it is sown to the heart of the living entity. And if he goes on hearing and chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
that seed fructifies just as the seed of the tree fructifies and with the regular watering. The spiritual plant of the devotional service gradually grows and grows until it penetrates the covering of the material universe and enters into the Brahma Jyoti, effulgence in the spiritual sky. In the spiritual sky, also that plant grows more and more until it reaches the highest planet, which is called Goloka Vrindavana, the supreme planet of Krishna. Ultimately, the planet takes shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and rests there. Gradually, as the plant grows, fruits and flowers that plant on the devotional service also produce fruits and flowers. That plant of devotional service also produces fruits. The watering process in the form of chanting and hearing goes on. This plant of devotional service is fully described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 19.
So this, if you all are interested, you can read this chapter. In that, it starts with Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva. So fortunate person gets the seed of Bhakti, and then it all starts. That how he waters, how the plant grows, and how when he's watering, there are some weeds also that grow. So then all that thing is described in that. So we'll have a lot of weeds, and that also has to be removed. So Bhakti Lata is growing, along with that, weeds will also grow. What are those weeds and all that? Someday I'll speak in Sunday Feast class also elaborately on these. I think 4 or 5 types of weeds are given in that. So we'll discuss that more.
It is explained there that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in love of God. Then he cannot live even for a moment without hearing the contact with the Supreme Lord, just as a fish cannot live without water. In such a state, the devotee actually attains the transcendental qualities in contact with the Supreme Lord.
So when the person attains the highest stage of bhakti, then this is what happens. He cannot live without Lord for a moment. So anyone here like that? Anyone? So that we can take the dust of the feet. Even for a moment. Very difficult. Continue.
The Srimad Bhagavatam is also full of such narrations about the relationship between Supreme Lord and his devotees. Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to the devotees, as stated in the Bhagavatam itself. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yat Vaishnavam Priyam. In this narration, there is nothing about material activities, economic development, sense gratifications, or liberations. Srimad Bhagavatam is the only narration in which the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord and his devotees is fully described. Thus, the realized souls of the Krishna consciousness takes continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literatures, just as the young boy and the girl takes pleasure in association.
So in Shastra, you'll find this comparison many times. That the way the young boy and the young girl they take pleasure in each other's association, similarly devotees get pleasure when they're in association of the Lord. Means attachment is what is spoken. That how girl and boy are attached to each other in their whatever affair or whatever. So like that, a devotee is very much attached to the Lord. So this is Abhidaya, where it's spoken about the process. Any questions on process?
Like somebody asked that why if this attraction to the Lord is natural, why doesn't it come? But whereas the attraction to a girl and a boy, that comes spontaneously. So they said one more remember. So they said that when they are small, the young boy and girl, they do not get attracted. But only when they reach their puberty or come to that state, they. So similarly, when a devotee matures, then he develops attraction.
So as of now, we are not toddlers here in this. Very nice. Good point.
Abhidaya is 11 stages of devotional service they are talking about.
11 stages?
Shraddha, sadhu,
Now see, when we talk about Abhidaya, so we are talking about Shravanam Kirtanam. That is the one that we're talking about. Abhidaya means process by which we can attain the goal. So those are stages what you're talking about. Shraddha, sadhu, sangha, bhajana, kriya. Yeah. So in that, while going from one stage to another, Abhidaya is there, where the person is doing following a process properly.
So like here the BG of watering and taking initiation, chanting.
Correct.
This is the process.
Correct. That's the process. See, nothing is new. We are all doing it. Only terminologies we are learning. That's it. And trying to become more sincere and serious in that. We are already doing whatever process is given to us. Okay, now we'll go to Shloka.
So here, the plant of devotional service is fully described. It describes that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in the love of God. So it's explaining that only when we reach to the top layer, means the topmost the position of lotus feet,
Prema.
So then only we get the taste of the country.
Will be completely absorbed. Taste we'll get from Anartha Nivritti stage itself. We'll get taste. Little. It's we will explain like this that say a person is in the water. Okay. So now when the person is in the water, he's feeling suffocated. But even if little bit he comes up and his nose is out of the water, he'll start getting some relief. So that is the taste that the person starts getting. And once he comes out, his head is out and his body is out, he'll start feeling much better. Right? So the thing is that, say this Anartha Nivritti stage, and these are our Anarthas, which are very high. Yes. Or I should explain it as we are at a very low level with a lot of Anarthas. So when we come to Anartha Nivritti stage and little bit up also we go. Yes, when our Anarthas reduce and little bit more heavy at once, taste starts emerging. The person will start feeling what to say, that conviction, the determination, and all that. Nishtha stage is something that all these things can be seen easily. And once he goes higher and higher at the stage of Ruchi, then there's no question. He has a lot of taste, and then after that we have Asakti Bhava Prema. So that Anartha Nivritti, initial few stages are like cycling up, and the next few are like cycling down. So when you cycle up, you lead a lot of endeavors. But then after that, you just leave the paddle. You don't do paddling also. Yes, you're down.
The problem is when we're filling up, right? The struggles we're not even getting fit. The mind says that you're not getting happiness in the material world and you're not getting happiness here.
Correct.
Then how do
Congratulations, you're the right path. So what is the thing?
What to do?
No, nothing. Keep struggling. Yeah. So we have to keep struggling, understanding from Shastra that this is how it will be. See, when we are below Anartha Nivritti stage, Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, a person has to struggle, like tug of war. Because see, we are not born devotees, no. We have become devotees or we are trying to become devotees now. So we'll have tug of war. Our past material sense gratificatory tendencies will pull us on this side, and Bhagavatam speaker is pull on this side. Yes. And sometimes we're stretched in between the two. Because we want to do this also, we want to do this also. We're stretched between the two. So obviously it will be there. But one thing is clear that if you just keep moving towards the Lord. Struggle is there. No question of not struggling. Either we struggle in 84 lakh species or we struggle here when we are going towards the Lord. Okay, shloka number 10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogantam yenamam upayanti te.
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Purport. In this verse, the word Buddhi Yoga is very significant. We may remember that in the second chapter, the Lord, instructing Arjuna, said that he had spoken to him of many things and that he would instruct him in the way of Buddhi Yoga. Now, Buddhi Yoga is explained. Buddhi Yoga itself is action in Krishna consciousness. That is the highest intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence and yoga means mystic activities or mystic elevation. When one tries to go back home, back to Godhead, and takes fully to Krishna consciousness in devotional service, his action is called Buddhi Yoga. In other words, Buddhi Yoga is the process by which one gets out of the entanglement of this material world. The ultimate goal of progress is Krishna. People do not know this. Therefore, the association of devotee and a bona fide spiritual master are important. One should know that the goal is Krishna, and when the goal is assigned, then the path is slowly but progressively traversed, and the ultimate goal is achieved. When a person knows the goal of life but is addicted to these fruits of activities, he is acting in karma yoga. When he knows that the goal is Krishna, but he takes the pleasure in material speculations to understand Krishna, he is acting in Jnana yoga. And when he knows the goal and seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, he is acting in Bhakti yoga or Buddhi yoga, which is the complete yoga. The complete yoga is the highest perfection stage of life. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization, but if he is still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him the instructions so that he will ultimately come to him without difficulty. The qualification is that a person always engage himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion render all kinds of services. He should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attains to him. Hare Krishna.
So, the second last paragraph I would like to explain. See, till now we have learned the yoga ladder. Okay. The first and foremost, this will be a revision. At the same time, some points which we might have not mentioned in the previous classes. First and foremost, when we talk about, I hope everyone is listening. First and foremost, when we talk about yoga ladder, who can climb the yoga ladder? First qualification. That is next. Before that, purification. First is that he should be sinless. First is he should be sinless, no adharma. Anyone who is into sinful life, he is not part of yoga ladder. Please remember. Meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication, etc. They are not part of yoga ladder. We should be clear. Then after that, we have got the yoga ladder, which starts with karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. Now, see, when it comes to karma yoga, all of us know that the person has to follow varnashrama system. Varna dharma, ashram dharma, stri dharma. Yes. And then other thing that the person has to do is follow the 30 common duties which we have discussed. But he'll invest more time in varnashrama duties. Do you all remember this? The 30 common duties and varnashrama. In that 30 also it's divided into 21 and 9. 21 and 9. So 21 are called as jnana activities, 9 are Naveda Bhakti. Varnashrama? Correct, 11. So Varnashrama, then we have 21 jnana duties and then 9 Bhakti duties. Yes. So when it comes to a person in the Varnashrama system, they will do everything. All this. Okay. But to what are they giving more time will decide which yoga system it belongs to. Okay. Now someone gives more time to Varnashrama Dharma, he will be called as a Karma Yogi. Okay. Now say, while practicing this Nishkama Karma Yoga, when the person gets stuck at Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, say, he gets stuck at that. Before that point, all these people, they know the ultimate goal is to attain Krishna. All of them are clear about that. So, a person who is attached to the goal, or he knows the goal and he is marching towards that, then the yoga word will come into picture. Okay. As soon as we say yoga, it means the goal is clear and the person is moving towards the goal. That is called as yoga. Now, when we say karma yoga, it means he is knowing the goal, he is marching towards the goal, but he is attached to his fruits of action or whatever that is given here. Fruitive activities, fruits of activity, addicted to fruits of activities. Now, when he gets stuck at that, when his goal is not Krishna, when he gets stuck at dharma, artha, kama, then he is called as karmi. He is not karma yogi. He is called as karmi. You will hear this word karmi again and again in Prabhupada's purports. Now you will be able to appreciate. So when he is not moving towards the Lord, he gets stuck at dharma, artha and kama. He will be called as karmi. But when he is moving towards the Lord, then he is called as karma yogi. Then he moves ahead. Okay. Now, I think other things are clear. When he goes ahead, when his heart is purified, Rishuddhi happens. When he moves ahead, he comes to the Jnana platform, where now he focuses more on the 21 duties. Okay. Now Varnashrama duties are there, that is less now, or nil. Initially, it will be less. Then it will become there. So he is focusing more on 21 common duties. Now, another thing, see in Bhagavad Gita in future chapters, we will see that all these different chapters, we have Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna activities. 14 chapter, 17 chapter, 18 chapter. So, a person in Jnana Yoga, he will do the Sattva Guna activities. Those are called as Jnana activities also. Understanding everyone? In 14th chapter, we have foods in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Austerity is in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Then charity in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. So they will do activities only in goodness. Yeah. So now, when the person is attached to speculation, what is this word? Pleasure in mental speculation to understand Krishna. So he wants to understand Krishna, that is good because goal is clear and he's marching towards that. And in between, the process that he takes is understanding Krishna through this mental speculation. But his goal is moksha. I mean, at that level, his goal is moksha. Say he gets attached to the goal of moksha and not to Krishna, he'll be called as jnani. Understanding? He'll not be called as jnana yogi. He's stuck, no. He wants to merge in Brahman. He's stuck. So now when he's moving ahead, then he'll be called as jnana yogi. Okay. Then the rest is bhakti. Now when he comes to bhakti yoga, okay, what about Ashtanga yoga? Now in Ashtanga yoga, there are 8 limbs, right? So the first 8 hai to 5, yes? Yeah, 5. The first 5 falls in karma and jnana. The first 5 is already done in karma and jnana. And dharana, dhyana, samadhi comes in bhakti. So as a whole, Ashtanga, I told before also, Ashtanga is mostly taken as a process. And this process can be either on this side or on the bhakti side to attain Krishna. Now, when the person is doing bhakti, when he's come to this bhakti yoga or directly takes a bhakti yoga, so the person is doing the 9 limbs of bhakti only. Only. Yes. So now this is the entire thing about karma yoga, karmi, jnana yoga, jnani, and bhakti yoga. Is this clear, everyone? Entire chart at one glance. But no one will get into adharma. Remember. I think in that video also I said, if anyone is even devotee who is committing sin knowingly, he is not a devotee. He doesn't come in this ladder only. In this ladder. Any questions on this?
Like, why the jnanis do the speculation? Because they're...
that gives pleasure, Baba. Now the Upanishads say, Tat. Tattvamasi. They want to speculate and understand the world. Means, see, everyone has got different mentality, no? Some people are very complex. Itna simple. What?
They are endeavoring so much, they are sacrificing so much to attain the goal. Then why should they speculate?
That is the kick that they get in that. Pleasure. See here, what is Prabhupada saying? See now, after this course, I'm sure you'll be able to relish Prabhupada's purpose. See now what Prabhupada is saying here. When he knows that the goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculation. He is getting pleasure from that. Getting pleasure in mental speculation to understand Krishna is actually jnana yoga. Right? Is that clear? Today evening I'm going to give an elaborate class on this, mostly today evening or next Saturday evening. So I'll forward that link to you. You can watch that. Any questions? Yoga ladder? Clear? Everyone? So in one of the class we use the word Sakama Karma Yogi. Is that the right thing? No. He is Sakama Karma. He's Sakama Karma. He's stuck, no? So actually, to be frank, the Sakama and Nishkama, these two, types are not explicitly there and described elaborately at different places. Only some places it is described. So when we say Karma Yoga, it's Nishkama Karma Yoga only. When we're talking about Karmi, we're talking about Sakama. What happened to her? She's okay? Oh, she's happy. I thought she's like, bro, bas karo yoga ladder nahi, aur nahi. She's happy.
What is the difference between bhakti yogi and Deva bhakti?
See, first, another point I forgot to mention. Whenever we say yoga, they are going closer. They are trying to go and achieve the ultimate goal. Yes, they are moving forward. So all these people are Krishna conscious. All these people are Krishna conscious. So Krishna conscious karma yogi, Krishna conscious jnana yogi, Krishna conscious bhakti yogi. Now, if all of them are Krishna conscious, yes, so all of them are devotees. But Kevala Bhakta is the one who is pure devotee. No tinge of contamination of karma or jnana.
So in the Bhakti Yoga level also there will be this tinge of Mishra will be there.
Obviously. Obviously.
So
Kevala Bhakta means maximum time in bhakti. That's Kevala Bhakta. There's no division as such. Kevala Bhakta means 24/7 Bhakta.
so Bhakti Yogi itself means it is Karma Mishra Bhakti and Jnana Mishra Bhakti.
And now see, it depends on whose version you're taking. Prabhupada mercifully calls everyone as Bhakta. If you say Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he is very clear. Bhakti means Bhakta or devotee means Kevala Bhakta only. He doesn't consider Mishra Bhakta as Bhakta. He says Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga.
No, when we are using the terms Prabhu, Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. So Bhakti Yogi itself means that.
When we say Bhakti Yogi, means Kevala Bhakti.
Prabhu, can you please throw some more light on this point which you said mental speculation in understanding Krishna? What is that?
They'll read the Shastras and try to speculate by themselves. Maybe like this, maybe like that. So such people will come into that.
Kind of reading Naval and then like that.
Something like that. Something.
Yes, like Karma Yoga, Karmi, and Jnana Yoga, and so when we say they're stuck in the Karmi and Jnana again, means if they start doing the devotional service, then we can call Jnana.
No, if the goal is Krishna,
But
if their goal is liberation, means only merging in Brahman is Jnana.
But here this purport is explained. So they are clear about the
Goal.
their goal. This Krishna consciousness is the goal, but they are stuck in.
No, they are not stuck here in this case. Prabhupada says they are taking pleasure in that. Okay, but they know the goal. But these people are not clear about the goal also. They don't want to go there. Here at least they want to go there. Therefore, Prabhupada is using the word yoga there for them.
So when we can call it's actually we are stuck in the specific.
When we don't want to go closer to the goal, we don't want to go forward in the ladder, then we say we are stuck.
Karma Yoga is not attached to the attachment.
What is that?
The Karma Yoga means not attachment to the attachments and addicted to the fruits of activities.
Means he's taking pleasure in that, but his goal is clear. So with time he'll get purified. Now see, when all these statements are given, you should understand which level he is in. He's still at a lower level. He's not still attached, but his goal is clear. So he's moving. He's not doing any other dharma. He's following varnashrama. He's a karma. Okay. Now he's at a low level, attached to fruits. Now slowly he'll go higher. Understanding. So now in the entire, whenever description comes, you should know where the person is in actually. In the entire ladder. Then you'll be able to understand. You had something, Madhani?
Yeah, I think I got the answer.
Okay.
It should be Adharma, you said, right?
Ah.
So, what is gambling in continuum? No gambling is there.
See, wherever we invest our money and we are in anxiety, that's gambling. On a simple line, I invest money somewhere and I'm in anxiety. What will happen to my money?
So, Prabhu, profit and motive everything their hurts and financial value. Many of the even senior devotees, everyone are investing in the share market. The highest anxiety is with the share market. Then we are not devotees, Prabhu, because we are doing gambling.
See, this point is, I don't know about this, who is investing where, but I know many of the devotees who talk about investing in places which are safe, where they are not thinking about it. The value will increase only, they are sure about that. So when you're in, wherever, always remember gambling means you're doing something and you're in anxiety. You're investing something, you're in anxiety. That's gambling. You don't know what's the result. That's gambling.
It can be any field.
Yeah. Sometimes something we were doing yatra management or something, and there one devotee was saying, "Oh, this is gambling," because you're not sure what's the outcome. You're just playing with it, maybe like this, maybe like that. But when it comes to gambling, when Prabhupada says no gambling, he's talking about money, obviously. But other things also are there. Wherever you're in anxiety, you don't know the outcome. You're stuck.
Prabhu, buying a property in Bangalore also is like that. Invest and you are in
Prabhu,
No comments.
Prabhu, like, you said something to this question, like, the goal is not clear for those persons. Who are those persons?
Jnani and Karmi, even if the goal is clear, they're not moving ahead there. They're stuck at dharma, artha, kama. He's stuck at moksha. That's it. They're not going ahead. Understand?
So, moksha will include Brahmajyoti effulgence.
Moksha means Brahmajyoti. Here.
spiritual anxiety is not gambling.
Spiritual anxiety is not gambling. That's needed. If that is not there, then you'll have material anxiety.
What is the connection between 9th and 10th?
Okay. No, regarding yoga ladder, I'll come to this. Any question on yoga ladders? Clear? It shouldn't happen that now in third module when some other teacher comes and then you're confused with yoga ladder. And then they'll say, what did Karthika Das teach you? Okay. What is your question?
What is the connection between previous verse and
No, that's what. So he's talking about Sambandha, now he's talking about Abhidaya. So now those devotees who engage in my devotional service, when they come together, what do? That's the thing. And then after that 10th verse, then Krishna is talking about for such devotees, Tesham, for such devotees, I give intelligence. Now this point, last paragraph is very important of this purport. So this point is very important where he is saying that even if the devotee is not intelligent, no worries. This is the hope-giving factor for all of us. But there are two words which are very important, which we have to take care. The last line. If a devotee is not intelligent enough, how many of us are not intelligent? Hey, my God, me too. Not intelligent enough to make progress in the path of self-realization. But see, we are not intelligent, but we need to have these two words. Huh? Sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service. Ye to hona hi chahiye. If this is not there, then we cannot get help from Krishna. These two should be there. Sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service. Lord gives him chance to make progress and ultimately attain it. Simple. So sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service. So what does that mean? It means we should be sincere, we should be clear about the goal, and we should be ready to go through anything to attain that goal. I repeat, we should be clear about the goal, and we should be ready to go through anything to attain that goal. Then, is that clear? It will get clear. If not, after some time it will get clear in life.
The three activities will be done by
Everyone.
Nishkama community.
Everyone will do. When we talk about society, Varnashrama system, Varnashrama Dharma, and 30 activities. That is 21 and 9. Now Karma Yogi will do all of them. And he'll focus more on Varnashrama. Jnana Yogi will do all of them. But he'll focus on 21 activities. Bhakti Yogi, who is Mishra, will do all of them. But his focus is more on now 10th and 11th are Prayojana shlokas. Then how Krishna, he helps us to go back to Godhead. So going back to Godhead, or attaining Krishna is the goal. And that is Prayojana. Okay, the last shloka for today. So I'm making a PPT today. If I get time, I'll make PPT today and give a class on that. You all can get. Okay, so 11. Last shloka for today. Teshamevanukamparnam aham ajnanajam tamah nashayamyatma bhavasto jnanadipena bhashvata.
Before that special mercy, I dwelling in their heart, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Therefore, when Lord Chaitanya was in Banaras,
Okay, firstly, what is Lord doing? Lord's special mercy is this. He removes the ignorance from the heart. He removes the darkness from the heart. He gives his knowledge. He gives his darshan. Continue.
when Lord Chaitanya was in Banaras, promulgating the chanting of Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Thousands of people were following him. Prakash Nandan Saraswati, a very influential and learned scholar in Banaras at that time, derided Lord Chaitanya for being a sentimentalist. Sometimes Mayavadi philosophers criticize the devotees because they think that most of the devotees are in the darkness of ignorance and are philosophically naive sentimentalists. Actually, that is not the fact. There are very, very learned scholars who have put forward the philosophy of devotion. But even if a devotee does not take advantage of their literatures or of his spiritual master, if he is sincere in his devotional service, he is helped by Krishna himself within his heart. So the sincere devotee engaged in Krishna consciousness cannot be without knowledge. The only qualification is that one carry out devotional service in full Krishna consciousness.
One point which I like to make here. See, when it comes, please hear this carefully. When we are there in Bhakti and we have an anxiety of, oh, people around me are not proper. I don't know, maybe this center is good for me or that center is good for me. Do I have a right guide in my life? This person, I don't think was guiding me is that great. And whenever we have such things in the mind, always remember one thing, that Krishna is there in the heart, and whoever is sincere, Krishna will give the right opportunities to the right person. He'll send the right people in life. Always remember this. If there is something wrong in our life, it means we are not doing bhakti sincerely. We should be always carefree when it comes to what result we're going to get. Always be carefree of that. What we have to focus on is our sincerity in Krishna consciousness. This point is there, but even if a devotee does not take advantage of the literature or of his spiritual master, if he is sincere in his devotional service, he is helped by Krishna himself within his heart. Krishna will do the needful. Whenever a devotee understands this, he'll be very peaceful in devotional service. Very peaceful. He'll not get agitated. Many times devotees get agitated because of this. I don't know if I'm getting the right guidance, don't know if I'm the right association, etc., etc., etc. Then this is possible. One of the devotee from Delhi had called me. I don't know where they get my number from. Here and there people call. So one person had called, and that was really a very difficult, not difficult, I would say very annoying call, because he was telling that, see, I keep going to Vrindavan, and there we have a lot of other Babajis and all. They said that this particular mantra is more strong and powerful. Prabhupada has not given you everything. Come here, I'll give you directly your Swarupa, what you are in the spiritual world, and all that. And he was so confused, and he started asking various questions on that. He was asking questions on Prabhupada's identity. That is Prabhupada really at that level or whatever. Now, one thing has to be very clear. And then he was very much bewildered. He was like, what should I do now? Should I go there? Should I remain here? And what? You first be sincere. If you're sincere, everything Krishna will give. Everything Krishna will give. And by Lord's mercy, we have come to ISKCON, and Prabhupada has already given us everything. But Prabhupada has given us everything. That is not getting revealed to us. Now, I'm sure during Bhakti Shastri, some purports might be, some like striking lightning. Oh, this was there in this purport. Oh, that was there in this purport. So with time, it will get revealed when we are sincere in our endeavors in Krishna consciousness. If you're not sincere, then it's difficult. But if you're sincere, then be carefree. If you're doing our sadhana properly, chanting, reading, hearing, deity worship, only accepting prasad, etc., etc., we should be careful. We shouldn't worry much. Yes. Means worry is about, I want to become more advanced, more intense. That worry should be there. But worry about externals. Am I at the right place, right people, this and that, etc.? No, that worry should be there. Is that clear, everyone? Yes? Continue.
The Mayavadi philosophers think that without discriminating one cannot have pure knowledge. For them, this answer is given by the Supreme Lord. Those who are engaged in pure devotional service, even though they be without sufficient education and even without sufficient knowledge of Vedic principles, are still helped by the Supreme Court, as stated in these words. The Lord tells Arjuna, that basically there is no possibility of understanding the supreme truth, the absolute truth, the supreme personality of Godhead simply by speculating. For, for the supreme truth is so great that it is not possible to understand Him or to achieve Him simply by making a mental effort. Man can go on speculating for several million of years, and if he is not devoted, if he is not a lover of Supreme Truth, he will never understand Krishna or Supreme Truth. Only by devotional service is the Supreme Truth Krishna reached, and by his inconceivable energy, he can reveal himself to the heart of the pure devotee. The pure devotee always has Krishna within his heart, and with the presence of Krishna, who is just like the sun, the darkness of ignorance is at once dissipated. This is the special mercy rendered to pure devotees by Krishna. Due to contamination of material association through many millions of births, one's heart is always covered with the dust of materialism. But when one engages in devotional service and constantly chants Hare Krishna, the dust quickly clears and one is elevated to platform of pure knowledge.
Quickly clears? Quickly clears?
Brahmas.
Brahma's kalpa. Quickly is a subjective word, but then it depends on sincerity of the devotee. You will see. I'm sure you can see in our own congregation. Those people are very sincere. You will see them fastly advancing in bhakti. You will see that. So it all depends. That quick word is subjective. How quick? It depends on the sincerity of the devotee. Continue.
So many millions of words in one word we are getting this thing means it's quick only, not for
Yeah, it's very quick. In fact, one devotee was sharing that, like we speak about attaining Krishna this life. So like, it's okay even if we go in other 2-3 lives also. What is the problem? Millions of lives. Where is that in 2-3 lives? It's one life only. Even if we go in 2-3 lives. So millions of lives we have spent doing nonsense, and suddenly now we come to bhakti, and suddenly we start chanting, and suddenly sometimes it is good chanting, and in that our expectation is our heart should be fully cleansed, and we should cry for Krishna with tears in the eyes flowing. So some realistic, expectation should be there. Yeah, that realistic expectation is I should be able to consistently practice bhakti with step-by-step advancement. This much should be the realistic. That without fail, I should be doing my sadhana, seva, without stopping, without pausing, I should be able to do that. This much should be there, realistic. Rest, Krishna will take care. Okay, last few lines. Continue.
The ultimate goal, Vishnu, can be attained only by this chant and by devotional service, and not by mental speculation or argument. The pure devotee does not have to worry about the material necessities of life. He need not to be anxious because when he removes the darkness from his heart, everything is provided automatically by the Supreme Lord, who is pleased by the loving devotional service of the devotee. This is the essence of teachings of Bhagavad Gita. By studying Bhagavad Gita, one can become a soul completely surrendered to Supreme Lord and engage himself in pure devotional service. As the Lord takes charge, one becomes completely free from all kinds of materialistic endeavors.
Yes. So this is this is the summary of Bhagavad Gita that today we learned. 4 verses. If someone can someone can come to this platform, clear Sambandha Gyan, goal is clear, and the process is done sincerely. Congratulations. You will close your eyes and open your eyes, and you will go look. Okay, thank you very much. So we'll stop here. On 20, okay, we'll have classes now. And so the only break that we'll be having is during Yatra. That is 27th will be a break because we all will be in Mayapur. All of you there, Mayapur? Oh, you're not coming. Okay. Take direction. If you have any questions, you can come here. We'll discuss. You can take prasad. Srila Prabhupada ki. Yes.